you know, it's kind of fun to watch the minor leagues because, like you were mentioning, Super Dave, you know, today's baseball isn't what we grew up with, and I don't enjoy it quite as much either. I still love this sport, but it's not the same. And I think what's really funny is we were down in Detroit a few weeks ago, and just happened to be we grabbed a bit of lunch at a pub, and on the TV they had Banana Ball and the Savannah Bananas, and I have to say it was entertaining, and it was entertainment.
My Heath kit, HR-10B, is all done. Well, I got to make one slight adjustment to the BFO knob, the BFO control. But that's it. It's doing what it does best, receiving AM.
Market, it all went well. For me, the other guitarist, he was frustrated.
That's W8TOW, toe. I always laugh. Is he toe-headed? Do people even know what toe-headed means anymore? That's the DX-60 net. That's my DX-60. That's my next refurbishment to come. Sorry about the shakes. It's 8 a.m. and I still haven't done this. So, yep. I hope you're well. And if you're not well, I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. 73. Guys, that was the DX-60 net. They meet every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on 3885. And I really enjoy listening to those guys. They run some of the most amazing boat anchors. It's wonderful. Yeah, so Sunday morning, 8 a.m., 3885 a.m. Yeah, I thought I'd mention what's wrong with my BFO function. It works fine, but see where the pointer is? It's not at 0. And you know how I can tell that's the true 0? Let me turn the BFO on, slide off frequency. I'll turn the volume up and listen. I'm going to rotate this control back and forth. Listen for the low pitch sound. That'll be 0. Hang on. It's about 0, but you could hear as I went from one side to the other. The low pitch sound is 0, and so I got to do a slight realignment, a slight alignment touch up. I did align the BFO, but apparently still up. One could just loosen the set screw on that knob, put the red pointer at 0, and be done with it. I might do so. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. And another thing, guys. I don't know if you've ever heard an AM net coming to order, but you know what they do to get everybody on the same frequency or thereabouts? It's not like single sideband or CW. If you're a kilohertz off, no one will know. No one will care. Couple kilohertz, who cares? You'll sound fine. But when the net's coming to order, the person running the net at the time will key down. He'll send a dead key. He'll send a carrier. And everybody else on the net that plans to join, they'll match his carrier. They'll 0 beat with his carrier. And what do you hear? You hear a million heterodynes. You'll hear the worst cacophony you've ever heard in your life of heterodynes, man. People say ham radios, the bands suck today. Yeah, try living in 1950. when it was a soup of heterodynes, man. 73. Just kidding, you guys. That's the BFO coil. I stuck my alignment tool in it and gave it a tiny little turn. And now the BFO control's perfect. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. And another thing. What was I going to say? Oh my God. My man is running a Kenwood TS590 SG, I think he said, and a Mercury 3S amp. I've been wanting to make this video for a couple weeks now, and I can't. I haven't been able to because there's a receiver missing right here. Why? Because I keep moving it. Why? Well, I want to listen to this. It's been fun. Learning experience. Boy, a learning experience if you're used to a modern digital rig. But I got to clean things off here, and I want to talk to you about these old chassis. I'm going to show you several examples, and what I'm hoping is one of you guys will have some ideas or suggestions or experience, ideally. You know, I've never dealt with metal, really. I can repair about anything in electronics, but I don't know what to do with these old chassis. Anyway, I'll bring you back after I clean things up a little and quiet the room up, okay? Hang on. Okay, guys, so lighting is always a challenge for me, but I'll do my best, okay? I'm going to be talking about that HR-10B receiver, the one I was just listening to. It looks like it's aluminum, but it's not. It's steel. And that's a pretty old radio, you know? It made me wonder, what was that steel coated with? It was coated with something. That's true of every one of these radios on my bench. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'll probably cut to a few still photos that I took. This is a 1961, the Helicrafters, hang on one moment, the Helicrafters S120 that I just restored recently. Look at the color of this chassis. I don't think you can see it, but to my eyes, it's very obvious and noticeable. Right in here, I see a difference of, there you can see it, where part of it is shiny. The rest of this chassis is a dull gray color. It looks like it hasn't been it's never been restored. I can tell that. So the chassis has never been messed with. I'm going to move this out of the way now and bring this chassis over. This is a 1939 Ward's Airline model 96BR-666A. They call it a farm radio because it runs on 6 volts DC. It runs on your tractor battery is what it runs on. This is a vibrator unit. It vibrates and generates square waves. And those square waves are now passed, since they're AC, you can pass them through a transformer. and multiply the voltage to get your B plus. That's what they do. This chassis is spectacular. 1939, huh? Oh, the terrible news that came out of that speaker and that radio. Families listening to the draft numbers nightly. Listening to the news of the wounded and dead in World War II. But I digress. Let me move that helicopters out of the way. Pull this to front and center. I want to talk to you about that chassis for a minute now, okay? Hang on. So, to my eyes, this chassis looks whitish. And I believe I know why. Excuse me, I'm sorry. To me, it looks whitish. This phone can't really capture subtle colors, but let me turn the light on now because I want to talk about the top side. Hang on. So, I believe this chassis is coated with cadmium because I found one area on it with some yellowing. I don't know if that is cadmium yellowing or the beginning of rust. I don't know. This chassis is pretty darn clean. It's a 1939. It's 86 years old. It's got a few rust spots. Let's see. Thought I found more. Yeah, in there, in the shadows, hiding in the shadows. So those rust spots have to be dealt with. Probably just use some navel jelly. Works great. Works a treat. But the question being, what do you put on the steel chassis after you've used the navel jelly? You strip that steel down to bare metal, and I mean bare metal. Especially if you take alcohol or lacquer thinner to it, or acetone or any solvent. You'll strip all the oil off that steel, and then you know what's going to happen. The whole damn thing will rust. And we're going to talk about this HR-10B. I've got some still photos, but I cleaned that chassis and I polished it. I used Brasso. I used Brasso on it. And then after the Brasso, I used some scratch remover, automotive scratch remover. I got that thing looking nice. And then I looked at it a few weeks later and couldn't believe my eyes. I'll show you in some still photos in a minute. But hang on. Okay. Yeah, I can see it clearly with my eyes. Hopefully you can too. That yellowish color on the end of this farm radio. Most certainly that's cadmium oxide. So how are you going to clean it off? Well, I'm not so sure you should. It's not rusting under it. I dare say that cadmium oxide is as good a rust preventer as cadmium is before it oxidizes, So, hang on. So what are you going to do with this old chassis? What am I going to do with it? Well, I'm going to get the rust off, and I'll take the cadmium off. But how do I protect the metal? It'll rust up again instantly. I've been thinking about maybe making a solution, a very weak solution of oil in a solvent, like some light-duty machine oil that I like to use for lubrication on this stuff. Mix 10 drops of that in an ounce of water, or a couple ounces of water, and apply it to the chassis and put an atomic layer of oil on the steel. What about this 1949 Crosley 56 TV-0? Let me swing this light around. This chassis, about the same condition as the others. again, it's not a shiny steel. No doubt it's got something protecting the steel. You know it does, or it'd be rusting out away by now. So again, what do you do? Do you clean it? How, and if so, how well? Do you polish it? Is that what your intention is? You want it to shine? I guess you can. Will a polish protect it from rust? I don't know. And if it does, for how long? I don't know. Maybe you know. So, hang on. Okay, guys, see that spot front and center where it's really, really shiny and clean? After I noticed the rust formation after I cleaned this chassis, I re-cleaned that area. I repolished it, and I rubbed a film of oil on it with my finger, and that film of oil has been on there for several weeks now, and it's beautiful. I don't know if I can capture this. If not, I'll cut to the still photos I took. But I'm looking right up in here. I'm going to move the camera around. Look up in here. Look up in here. These spots were not there after I cleaned it. Let's look. Can you see them? You can see a few of them right there, right in the center of the screen. Look over here in these, right in the center of your screen. They're micro dots of rust. They're all over this thing. That wasn't there. That little one wasn't there. Look at these. That wasn't there. All that occurred after my cleaning. Oh, you going to clean a chassis real nice? You better protect it afterwards. That's obvious. I found that out. That was a rude awakening. But what do you do with a chassis like this? It's filthy. It's dusty. It's been sitting out of the cabinet for several years now. I've been sick. What can I say? How do you deal with it? Clean it with water real good. Maybe water and alcohol. No polishing compounds, for fear of taking whatever coating's on there off of there. But a good cleaning with water and alcohol, perhaps. And repair all the rust spots with navel jelly. And then do what? Protect those spots with some kind of oily substance? Some kind of waxy substance? I don't know. Do you? I'm at a loss. I'm an electronic technician. I'm not a metallurgist. Perhaps you are. I hope you're well. Damn. Is that the first time I said that? Damn. I hope you're well. And if you're not well, make the best of it, man. It's all we can do. I'm most certainly not well, but I'm having a good time. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. And by the way, guys, the old adage that you should not judge a book by its cover, well, do not ever judge a rig by its paint. This pretty baby right here was a fucking mess. From the shafts squeaking as they went through the front panel, I showed that in the video, to the band switch being completely seized and requiring my famous service techniques done to it, to everything, man. It needed two, this video's for you, William. It needed two valves. And what else? Oh, somebody did. I wondered if I should do any mods to it. Well, somebody did them all. It's the worst possible scenario. Somebody did all the mods. Oh no. It involves removing the original power supply rectifier tube and replacing it with a type OA2 rectifier. Voltage regulator to regulate portions of the B plus of the bias supply. And when you take the rectifier out, you replace it with diodes, and that's okay. But what else do you do? You then drill a hole in the chassis, install a socket, and a type 12 AT7 valve. Why? Well, it's an AGC amplifier. They don't call it AGC. They call it AVC. Automatic volume control. It's a fucking AVC amplifier. That's part of the mod. Somebody modded the living crap out of this thing. And they did a great job. Except for one critical wiring mistake that would have stopped it all from working. It's probably why I got this pretty little radio. Don't ever judge a rig by its paint. Check it out. It's grass seeding time. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I'm sitting here drinking some coffee, watching the world. And the boys, they're grazing on grass. I don't know why they do that. This is my second and third Australian Shepherd I've had. One of these guys is a rescue. The other is a simple adoption. And they've all done this. They've all eaten grass. Maybe I should. I don't eat it. I smoke it. Who's that, Andre? Who'd you see? Who'd you see? Who's outside? Yeah. Who's your pretty boy? Aren't you so pretty? Hunter's got one eye that's half brown and half blue. And the other one's brown. Say hi, boys. I love you. Say come back soon. Say see you later. Come back soon.